what is up? Thank you so much for coming back to my channel, guys. If you're new, welcome. Hey, hello, I'm Darlene and I'm glad to have you guys here. So guys, I just really quickly want to apologize for the lack of mystery videos these past 2 weeks. If I'm being completely honest, last month, April, was my first busiest month doing events and collabs and sponsorship on just for Instagram and YouTube and just doing things. And of course it was Fiesta in my hometown, and it was just so many events and so many things I committed to that I just didn't know how to really handle it. And I know that some people might sound stupid, but it was my first month of commitments and events and sponsorships that I had to really put forth effort into those. And this is my life and this is what I absolutely want to do. So now I feel like that was a little something that I had to just kind of learn and work the kinks out myself. I feel like now I have a better understanding of things and that things are going to be smooth sailing from here on out. And I also want to say that doing these kinds of videos are very draining as well, and it takes a lot of effort and research. And I know that my sister and I go live every Thursday as a follow-up continuation of the video that I posted today. But it is extremely draining, and sometimes talking about deaths and murders, I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I can sit there and watch IDTV all day long, or watch it on Hulu all day long. But just researching can be mentally draining. So I'm not gonna lie and say that this is easy, because it's not easy. It's very hard, and I feel like that's why some of the bigger YouTubers also have the same kinds of issues where they have to take a step back and just, I guess, have not a cleanse, they just really have to take a step back from researching all of these gruesome topics. So it's kind of also what I did in a way. Now that I'm talking about it, it makes a lot of sense too. But anyways, guys, I am back, and if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I did let you guys know there that I wouldn't be posting a video. So if you're not following me, please follow me there. I'll have a little thing right here on the bottom, and of course there will be a direct link in my description box. But anyways, enough for that long intro. Let's get on into today's video. And today, you guys, we are going to be talking about the Golden State Killer. So if I'm being completely honest, I had no idea who the Golden State Killer was. I knew who the original Night Stalker was, but I had no idea that they were connected. This obviously happened back when I was not even born, or this was happened primarily in the 70s and 80s. So I had no idea about this. So when I first heard of this on TV, when everybody was talking about it a couple weeks ago, that was the first time I had ever heard about the Golden State Killer. But I'm pumped to talk about him and to just inform you guys a little bit, since this case was completely new to me. I really had to sit down and dig deep into research, and there is so much to talk about in this case that I'm barely going to scratch the surface of it, and I'm still a little lost on some things, which I will go into more detail. But I'm just going to give you guys more of a brief overview of just the killings and how it started, his timeline, not so much of each victim, because we would be here for hours. So during the years of 1976 to 1986, the Golden State Killer committed at least 12 murders, 50 rapes, and over 100 burglaries. He started off breaking into people's homes and just burglarizing them, rummaging through them, just stealing stuff. He then progressed to rapes, and he would actually kind of watch his victims' homes throughout the years. That's why I guess the original Night Stalker and the East Area Rapist, that's were his different names. He would actually stalk the victims' homes prior to him actually going in and committing the crimes. He would go into neighborhoods and just really pay attention to women who were there alone and single women or mothers, and he would always concentrate more on single-story homes and homes with a big open space near farm or ranch style homes. Once he got I guess familiar and okay with attacking just women, he then moved on to attacking couples. And he would normally break in through a window or a sliding glass door. And the creepiest part, which made me completely just cringe, was he would shine a flashlight on his victim's head. He would stand over their bed, flash a flashlight in their faces, and they would be waken up that way. He also tied them up with shoelaces that he brought, or he would take shoelaces off of shoes from the victim. He would also make the female victim tie up the male victim. before she was eventually tied up herself. And one of the like scariest parts that like made me so like antsy about it was he would actually separate the couples. He would rape the female victim first, obviously, but before he would rape the female victim, he actually would put the male victim, spouse, husband, whoever they were, into like the living room or a separate bedroom. He would make the male victim like sit or just lean over on all fours and put dishes on their back. And he said if he heard any rattling or a dish break, he would kill everyone in the house or kill both of them. And just imagine like just sitting there on all fours or leaning over, or I guess I don't even know how you would call it. It wouldn't be sitting, but you're on all fours. You have like dishes on your back, and you literally cannot move. And your spouse, your significant other, whomever is in the bedroom getting raped, like, just, I don't know, you guys, like, that is some traumatic crap right there. Like, how could you, I couldn't even, like, just thinking about that freaks me out, but how, as a person, could you live knowing that you have these dishes on your back and a single move or just noise like that would be it? And you guys know how dishes rattle so easily. And another, like, I mean, all of it is crazy, but he would also rummage through their food, alcohol, beer. He would sit there leisurely, snack on food, drink their alcohol, go back and rape the female for hours. So he was just like raping them for hours. And I even read where he would leave so quietly and kind of sneak out that they were still scared to kind of like check if he was there. Like, I'm going to be reading this part straight from my notebook because I don't want to get it down wrong, and this is more condensed information. The attack started in Sacramento in June 1976 through May 1977. Then in San Joaquin County in September 1977. Then in the summer of 1978 in Stainsville, I must have said that completely wrong, and Yolo counties. Then moved to Contra Costa County in October 1978 to July 1979. The attacks and killings finally ended in 1986, but that's actually only from what the investigators know. There obviously could be more murders and more victims and more rapes, but from the last attack that they were actually able to link him to was in 1986. And he obviously moved, like he bounced and bounced, which is just crazy. That's why I guess his MO was the same. He would obviously leave shoelaces around. He would even bludgeonly kill these people to their death. Like, he would bang their heads in and just brutally beat them. Like, his MOs were obviously a lot the same, but since he moved around so much, they never connected him. Unfortunately, I will not be going into detail of each attack because, like I said in my intro, we would be here forever. There are chilling interviews and just recordings of him. He would even taunt the victims with phone calls. I know Wikipedia is not the most reliable source, but since it was so hard to find information on this because now all you see is breaking news coverage of his court appearances and when he was caught, there is, at least for my research, it was hard for me to actually trace back and to find previous articles. I was able to find previous interviews on YouTube, but even all of the YouTube videos are very filtered. Like, it was very hard to see interviews of prior people, but I will link the ones that I found down below, and they are just very, very chilling. Even in an interview from, like, the police officers that were trying to find him, it's just crazy. I saw one of his brother, and it's just so crazy how he got away with this for 40 years, and he was literally hiding in plain sight, you guys. Like, I haven't even gotten into when they caught him. So, nearly 40 years later, on April 24th, 2018 of this year, Sacramento County Sheriff's Department arrested Joseph James DeAngelo Jr., and he was instantly connected as the Golden State Killer. I believe his home even had, there was just things in his home that he had, like, I guess, souvenirs of the killings and things like that. Like, this part still kind of confuses me because I just don't really know how the DNA was linked to him. But apparently his nephew sent in his DNA to this like genealogy place, this database, and apparently it was linked to Joseph DeAngelo's DNA, and I guess it was maybe from familiar DNA. I think I said that completely wrong, but my sister was just telling me about it, and I've known of it, but I just didn't know what it was called. But it's apparently, I mean, our systems are so advanced now that I'm sure it was like caught or linked. And And again, if you guys know more about this, please let me know down below, because like I said, it still confuses me. Just the whole DNA and forensics, how they're able to link that stuff, just, I mean, it's just mind-blowing what they can do nowadays, and what forensics can tell you. And came up, and I think it took about 4 months for them to fully catch him. They actually found like discarded DNA that was in his trash can, and then literally out of nowhere, out of the blue, they arrested him. And the craziest thing, you guys, he was so surprised, like he had no idea. I'm pretty sure he was anticipating that one day he would be caught, but he like was telling the police officers, like, I have a roast in the oven, like, am I gonna, like, I have to come back and like eat the food or check on the roast? And they're like, okay. It's just crazy to me that he was finally caught as a 70-year-old man. And a little bit about him, he was actually in the U.S. Navy and fought during the Vietnam War. And from the years of 1973 to 1976, he was actually a police officer, you guys. And he was fired for shoplifting a hammer and dog repellent. And from the years from 1990 to last year, 2017, he actually was working as a truck mechanic. And he just retired last October, I believe. And you guys, one of the things that investigators always said, that he must have been somebody so knowledgeable of just the crime scenes and things, because he got away for 40 years with these killings and rapes and just everything. Like, he was a police officer. He knew what to look out for. He knew what to do and what not to do. And it's just crazy. Whenever I hear of like police officers or people in law enforcement or in the military or things like that doing these horrible, heinous things, it just really throws me for like a loop, because these people are supposed to serve our country and to serve and protect us, and they're over here doing these things. I will never understand it. I will never get why people do those things. And this is still an ongoing case, and I just kind of wanted to brief you guys about it, because there is so much information that I'm still learning about it, but I just wanted to give you guys my brief take on it, and that I am so happy that he was finally caught. Obviously, I didn't follow this case from the years prior, but just seeing the interviews of the victims and obviously the people who died, he would even target like young couples, like just random people, guys, random people. But I honestly don't know if justice will be served, because he is already so old. He has lived his life. He has been able to really just get away with this, and I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, if he gets sent to prison for however long, if he's going to be sentenced to death or what, who knows. But unfortunately, for some of the crimes he committed in the early 70s, he will unfortunately not be linked to those, because the statute of limitations is already up. So he will only be linked to some where the statute has not run out yet. So that's a bit unfortunate. So that is going to conclude today's video. If you guys have any things that I left out, please add it down below. If I got something wrong, please let me know down below. Like I said, it was a little bit harder to do the research on this case, because the only things I could find was articles and just videos and articles of things that are happening right now. Once again, I want to remind you guys, my sister Lisa and I go live every Thursday on Facebook. We have our own web show called Hermanas con Ganas, where we talk more into detail about each case I covered the day before here on YouTube. So if you guys want to join us there, I'll have a direct link to our page down below. Hope you guys have a good night. Please be safe and stay blessed wherever you are, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!